Have you ever felt stressed out? Like you don't have control over everything going on in your life? Like you have too many activities filled out in your daily schedule? Or when you go to sleep at night, you can't help but to worry about all of the things you have to get done tomorrow? Stress is this feeling of being consumed by experiences in our lives that we just feel like we don't have control over. It can make us feel hopeless, confused, and overwhelmed, and ultimately, it can make us want to give up. So, where can stress come from? In our lives, it can come from many different places. It can be caused by taking on too much responsibility for a work group project, or it might come from volunteering for too many activities after a long day at work or after the work week is over. Stress can come from any situation in our lives where we feel as if we have no choice or limited control. It can come from feeling disorganized or jolted into a situation that we are not truly comfortable being in. You can see here that when too many things are going on at one time, it can be overwhelming, and we might start to shut down in order to avoid that feeling. Stress is a physical, bodily response to a situation or experience in our lives. Is a release of energy that kicks our body into what is called either a fight, flight, or freeze mode. When we enter this mode, our bodies release chemicals and hormones, like adrenaline, that give us a surge of energy. Our bodies either decide to stay put and deal with the situation, or they decide to get out while there is still time. During these reactions, our thought processes are not functioning how they normally do. We can make rash decisions or irrationalize a situation. Our stress responses to these experiences are not meant to be negative, but oftentimes we do not respond to the feeling of stress adequately and we bottle it up inside of us. When we bottle up stress, it might temporarily alleviate our scared or nervous reactions, but it does not solve the problem. Stress can lead to a weak immune system, causing us to get sick more often. It can also lead to heart and blood pressure problems. Stress can cause us to have attention problems, emotional sensitivity, doubts, and lack of motivation to participate in our daily life activities. The point when stress gets too bottled up inside of us is often described as the breaking point, or the point where the bridge finally collapses out from underneath of us. At some point, it feels that all of these experiences build up on top of each other, and we just cannot handle it anymore. Our bodies continue to enter this fight, flight, or freeze decision mode, and after a while, we cannot handle all of that stress. When we feel all of these moments of stress, especially after they have been bottled up for so long, they can lead to an overflow of emotions and negative or fearful thoughts. Hearing loss itself can be a stress in social situations or in crowded environments. We can feel limited in conversations or in group situations. The hearing loss can cause us to feel isolated, uninvolved, and shut out from what is going on around us.
You guys just ever walked on the sidewalk and just slipped?
Yeah, I definitely have before.
Yeah, just the
Oh
other
my
day.
god.
Even when provided with tools and devices that are intended to help with hearing loss, it can be stressful trying to utilize those devices. Asking an unfamiliar individual or an authority figure if he or she can wear a hearing assistive device can make us feel anxious and embarrassed. It might stress us out figuring out the right time or moment to ask for help. So, how can we successfully handle our stress? How do we prevent it from consuming our lives and leading to unhealthy habits? When we become aware that we might be stressed, it is important to deal with the situations that are stressful in order to decrease the impact that they have on our lives. Learning ways to view communication positively can have a positive impact on our feelings towards hearing loss. If we learn to look at communication as something that we enjoy doing, hearing aids might not be seen as such a burden or an obstacle. Trying and learning which coping strategies work best for you is the most effective way to decrease our stress levels. Being aware of outlets, such as close friends or family members, or support group peers who can serve as a strong support system, is extremely helpful when trying to overcome stress. When we have a strong support group that we can feel comfortable opening up in front of, it allows us to share some of those emotions that we might have chosen to bottle up instead. Activities such as belly breathing or meditation to slow our bodies down from that adrenaline rush can restore a sense of balance within our minds. Physical exercise such as yoga, working out, running, or walking are great ways to release some of the chemicals and hormones that make us feel happier. This is a great way to overcome that fight, flight, or freeze decision mode. Being aware of our own mental health, bodily health, and communication needs are some of the most important keys to reducing stress.